Michigan copes with a record number of COVID cases. We know that there are people in the hospital right now who are trying to recover from gunshot wounds. We know that, again, 3 people were killed, 8 wounded. Dave Spencer is outside McLaren Hospital right now and calling up with the latest on the wounded. Dave, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Huel, I can tell you that this is one of 3 hospitals in the area. McLaren here in downtown Pontiac, the other being St. Joe's, also in Pontiac, and then a McLaren hospital in Lapeer, where those 8 victims, those 8 gunshot victims, were all rushed to the hospital. We're told that 2 of them are currently in surgery right now. Their condition is unknown. The other 6, we're told, are in stable condition, and the site has really remained unchanged. I'll step out of the way so you can look. Since we've been here, since around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we've seen these 2 Oakland County Sheriff's deputy SUVs out here, and then we learned from the press briefing just moments ago where they told us that a deputy has been assigned to each and every patient that is being treated in the hospital, so we can assume at least one person here in McLaren in Pontiac is being treated. I also had a chance, I want to highlight this scene that played out just a few moments ago as well, where we saw a group of teenagers, presumably high school students from Oxford High, standing at the corner, hugging one another, consoling one another. I tactfully tried to approach them and told them that they could tell me to leave if they wanted me to leave. I asked them if they were here because one of their fellow students was here. They said they are, and then they asked me to leave. And then they attempted to go into this entrance here. 4 of them were huddled together, and they allowed one of the 4 in. I don't know if that has to do due to COVID protocols. As you mentioned, hospitals right now are at full capacity as they are treating COVID patients. One person went in, the other students left and went on their way. What we do know, again, is that the FBI is involved. We watched the FBI a few hours ago, one of their agents walk out of the emergency entrance here, get in a vehicle and drive away. We can assume that he was inside there trying to gather whatever information he could from possibly one of the victims as to what transpired inside the halls of Oxford High. We also know that this was caught on camera at multiple angles, and that would be something that they pour over. Again, just to recap what's being done at the hospital, 2 people are in surgery. Their conditions are unknown other than the fact that they're in surgery. 6 others are in stable condition. We know that there are 1 adult in the makeup of the victims, and the rest are students at Oxford High. And of course, 3 people did not make it, all 3 teenagers, all 3 students at the high school. They didn't have a chance. We saw the helicopters coming in, arriving at the high school to provide whatever treatment as quickly as they could. We haven't seen any helicopters arrive here in Pontiac to airlift any patients in. So before we arrived here, the sheriff deputies were already on hand. They mentioned how fast they were able to get to the school within 5 minutes, and the enormous emergency response. So they were able to get these people out to safety, out to treatment as soon as possible. And as soon as we get any updates on their conditions, we'll be sure to bring it to you. Reporting live in Pontiac, Dave Spencer, Fox 2 News.
Dave, do we know anything more right now about what we're hearing that a teacher may have been wounded? Do we know whether that teacher was male or female, or his or her condition right now?
Yeah, not sure on the conditions other than the fact that it could be one of the 2 in surgery. It could be the other 6 that are in stable condition. But yeah, as you mentioned there, we have 1 teacher and the rest of them are students, and hopefully we'll get some more updates. I know the Oakland County Sheriff's Office is planning another briefing, but that won't happen until about 10 o'clock tonight. But we'll stay on this, and if we do get any information, we'll cut in and bring it to you.
And we will check back with you, Dave. Of course, we are hoping and praying for their quick and speedy and full recovery. Thank you, Dave, for that live report.
Just a short time ago, President Joe Biden made a brief statement on the shooting at Oxford High during a tour of a technical college in Minnesota. Here's what he had to say.
My heart goes out to the families enduring the unimaginable grief of losing a loved one. Apparently, there are somewhere in the order of 9 people shot, and 3, I think, are dead. And the young man, I think, as I understand it from staff, is about 15 years old, and he turned himself in and just said he claimed his right against self-incrimination and handed over his pistol. That's all we know about it, but you've got to know that that whole community has to be just in a state of shock right now.
This event has touched the world. Our team coverage continues tonight after the tragic, deadly shooting at Oxford High School.
Again, police say 3 students were killed, 8 other people injured, including a teacher. 2 people are currently in surgery.
Police say a 15-year-old student was the gunman. He was taken into custody without resistance and without injury, but he is so far refusing to cooperate with police or in the investigation. Stay tuned. Fox 2 News will be right back.